video that I have been so excited to film. Ta-da! I've got a dress! I'm clearly not going to show you what's in this bag quite yet because the wedding hasn't happened yet. And this is a surprise. Stop being so nosy. I wanted to chat a little bit about the process of finding a dress and just kind of where I went, where it was helpful, what was good, what wasn't, what was surprising, all of that. So I started kind of looking for a dress in, I'd say, fairly like normal way. I watched, you know, a lot of Say Yes to the Dress, a lot of, you know, looking online, trying to do some research, trying to figure out what I wanted, because I've never been the kind of girl to dream about my wedding dress. So then when we got engaged, I was a little bit like, I actually have to think about this. I actually have to make some form of decision. So first place we went to was this little boutique called Laura May Bridal, and I have to say everything in there was just absolutely stunning. Even if it wasn't my taste or my, you know, style I would go for, it was beautiful, and the girls in there were so nice, and like I really cannot recommend them like highly enough. If you're engaged and you live in Cardiff, go and check them out. They are just wonderful. Me and my mum and my sister went shopping the first time I've ever tried a wedding dress on, and I was quite nervous because I have to wear like evening gowns and nice dresses for work quite regularly, and I was a little bit like, what if nothing feels really bridal, because I'm used to wearing these nice dresses and don't want something that's going to be really similar to that. I want something that's going to really feel like a wedding gown. That was my sort of only prerequisite, I guess. So first and foremost, don't worry about that. No wedding dress will feel like any other dress you've tried on. Like, the work and just the fabrics and just the structure in these dresses is just like nothing else you'll have ever worn, unless you are used to wearing dresses that are thousands and thousands of pounds. In which case, good for you. I'm not like that. My favourite concert dress is from eBay. So we went in there and I basically was just like, it's my first time trying on dresses. I just want to try on different shapes, and to be honest, I'm not expecting to find my dress like now, but I'd like to narrow it down. And so, you know, the lady was just like, yeah, absolutely, that's no problem at all, because I was a little bit worried that they'd be like, oh, okay, so it's your first time buying, you're probably not going to get anything, I won't bother with you. Not at all. She went absolutely above and beyond. I have no idea how many dresses I tried on. It was probably close to the 15 mark in that first session, and we just kept like putting them on and like taking them off pretty quickly. I tried on the style I thought I wanted first, and guess what? I mean, it did look nice, if I say so myself. It looked nice. I was just a bit like, oh, it's nice. It's very nice, but it's not like grabbing me. So we kind of went through like different styles and started narrowing down the particular elements of dresses that were becoming deal breakers. So, you know, I didn't want one which was too low cut. So we established that really quickly, and once you've established something that's a deal breaker, just don't try on dresses that have that. So for me, I saw a couple of dresses, I was like, oh, I love that. Oh, no, low front. Didn't even try them, because you're just going to waste time and you're just going to get frustrated. So we were trying on various dresses, and then this other one kind of appeared. Now I think my mum picked it out. It was either her or the lady who was, you know, helping me try on, and I kind of looked at it and I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but like I'm not sure about that one thing. It's really hard because I'm trying not to give away just all the details about what my dress looks like, but there was just this one thing on it which I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to see that on, because it looks beautiful and I love like the detail, but I'm not sure. Anyway, like, tried it on, and she was putting me in it in the dressing room, and I was kind of like, oh, this feels nice. Like, this feels really nice. No, yeah, this is working well. I can deal with this. So went out of the like little dressing room area, and the minute I walked out, my sister was just like, oh, that's better. I was a bit like, hey, were they not good before? And she was just like, no, but the way that suits you is so much better. And I was like, okay, like, fine, yeah, whatever. I haven't really seen myself properly in it at this point. So I kind of get up on the little podium thing, kind of get myself settled, and then like look to myself in the mirror. Oh my days. When you see yourself in your dress, that's it. There's no going back. So absolutely was just like, oh no. Oh dear. Yeah, this is the one I want. And then just every detail about it, I was like, there is nothing about this dress that I will change. And for me, that was the key. Every other dress, I was like, oh, absolutely adore it. Stunning, but low front. Or absolutely stunning, love it, but there's no train. Or, you know what I mean? There was just a little something. Or like, oh, it's kind of like, I don't like the, detailing on it, or whatever it was. This one, nothing. I would change absolutely nothing about it. We sort of decided to leave it there at that shop because not only was it absolutely stunning, it was also about 3 times the budget. I like to stress at this point, I didn't pick it out. Was not responsible for the fact that I was trying on a dress that was so much money. Please forgive the like sun flare situation. I have to film like I'm facing my window here and it's a nice day, so I quite like it. That's an effect. So I was just like, we need to go away, I need to think about this. And basically in the back of my mind, I was going, you know what? I am the eBay queen. I can find this dress secondhand. Once they're dry cleaned and once they're, sorted, and make sure it is in good condition, but a secondhand dress is just as special. So I was like, I'm sure I can find this dress. Swiftly discovered that this dress was only released last year. So, answers are, there were none on eBay. Nobody was selling their sample. And I was kind of getting a little bit, I was a bit like, okay, this sunglass is really bad. I'm going to have to sort this out. There we go, that's better. I'm sorry about that. So I was just like, oh, okay. I'll find something similar. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. So went to a couple more places, had a bit more of a look online. Everything was like, oh yeah, no, it's nice, but it doesn't have, that thing that I loved about, the other dress. And it didn't have the same, fit, or it wasn't the same kind of detailing on the edge, or whatever it might be. It just nothing was comparing. So I was a bit like, oh, I don't really know what to do. And then cue the power of social media, which is kind of the thing that sort of inspired me to do these videos, because there is this Facebook group called Love My Dress. It's a Facebook group that sort of brides-to-be and, recently married women posting what they're thinking about doing, asking for advice, if they found something on sale, or they're wanting to get rid of things that they used for like centerpieces or whatever. They put it up. It's just really uplifting. Like, people are really trying to help each other out. So I posted on this group just being like, hey guys, I found this dress, I tried it on, I fallen in love with it, and it's way out of my budget. Can anybody help me? Does anybody know some good places to look? So I had quite a few comments. Again, this group is amazing, of people suggesting different websites. Now, the main ones that came up were Pre-Loved and Still White. Just websites where people are selling their wedding dresses. And so, of course, I started having a bit of a search through. Now, initially, I couldn't find any that were in my size, because bridal's quite tricky. The sizings are totally different. Like, I'm in street clothes, I'm kind of an 8 to a 10. In bridal, I was more like a 12 or a 14. Now, they just run really small. Don't be discouraged by that. Like, you haven't, put on loads of weight if you suddenly go in and you're like, but why am I putting on dresses that are 2 or 3 sizes bigger than what I normally wear? Don't worry about it. It's just, I don't know why. They're all like that. I was looking through and I was trying to find this dress, and yeah, I found a couple, got really excited, and then were like, nah, it's not in my size, or they were still asking, more money than I could pay, really. And my dad had really kindly offered to pay for my wedding dress, and I wanted to be respectful of that budget. So yeah, so I was looking through these websites, and there were so many stunning dresses on there. So please, if you are on a budget, or even if you're not and you just don't want to spend like a ridiculous amount of money on a dress, but let's be fair, you are only going to wear it for a day. So look on there, have a look through. Everyone is so lovely, and anyone I messaged got back to me really, really fast, and just, you know, they want to help. And they also want to see their dress go to somebody who will appreciate it. So there's that as well. But then this lovely, lovely lady called Nicola commented on the post saying, that was my wedding dress last year. So she messaged me and we had a little bit of a back and forth, discovered that it was about the right size, we were about the same height, you know, all of these things. I was absolutely like, oh my days, like this could actually happen. I can actually get this dress. And then obviously I was like, it's still above the budget really. So I messaged my mum and then, you know, and chatted to her about it. And she was basically like, okay, right, let's go wedding dress shopping like one more time. And I think my dad was probably a bit like, all right, go shopping, and if it's still the one, then, you know, we'll get it. But so we went dress shopping and we went to, I think it was 4 places in one day. Now, I do not recommend this at all. Trying on wedding dresses is really tiring, and not only because they're heavy, but also like just mentally and emotionally it's really, really draining. So I do not recommend you go to 4 places in one day. Tried on loads, and again tried on some beautiful dresses, but just again I couldn't get it out of my head. And we actually went back to Laura May and tried it on again, and was just like, yeah, this is it. This is like, it was both of our favourites as well, like it wasn't just me. So I messaged Nicola and was basically like, can I come see it? So actually transpired that she lived about 20 minutes away from my future in-laws. So we drove down and then I popped off to kind of go and see her, and it was so lovely to meet her and just be like, you know, tried on the dress and decided, you know, I did want to buy it off her. And just, this dress means almost more to me now. Sorry, I've got it like right here. It's in my room at all times. I can't help it. It means so much more to me now because of that, you know, I was able to meet the woman who wore this before, and it just kind of, it gives it a bit of a backstory, and I just think that's so, to me, that's really like, that's so much more special than being like, it's my dress. So yes, I guess my, you know, kind of takeaways from it are of, don't be naive like I was and think that you can try on a dress, fall in love with it, and then just, you know, you'll be able to find something really similar and you'll love it just as much. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. Once you've found something that you really, really love and you can picture yourself in, there's really no going back from that. So just be aware before you go shopping of sort of the consequences of that, and, you know, if you're not sure you can find what you want secondhand afterwards, or if that isn't something that you want to do, then just be aware that you will not be happy if you settle. You won't. And having chatted to a couple of people who got married and did have to settle on their dress, they were like, I had the best dates, it was great, but I did settle on my dress, and that was a bit of a dampener. So just bear that in mind. Stick to your guns about what you like. You will go in and people will have opinions on what you should wear. I was very, very lucky in the fact that my mum and my sister were just wonderful about the whole thing, and they were so receptive to what I was saying. They listened to what I wanted to say, and then they offered their opinions. I actually sort of was like, what do you think? Like, please tell me, because I don't want to just be like, it feels nice, I don't know. Really, you know, stick to your guns, but also take people who will give you honest advice, because there's so much pressure on this dress. It's what so many people at the wedding are waiting to see, and you want it to be good, let's face it. I don't think there's really anything else that I would add. Like I said, just try on lots and lots of silhouettes, because you'll probably be surprised. You'll also be surprised on what looks good on you. It might not be what you think will look good on you, particularly if you're worried about having to, you know, wear a bra and all of these things. Like, don't worry about it. The dresses are built to just, you know, to keep you comfortable and to keep you, well, actually no, not all of them are that comfortable, let's be honest, but they are designed to look stunning on the body. Wedding dress designers know how much pressure is on this dress. They really are to the highest, you know, quality in terms of fit and, like I said, structure and all of that. So really, really don't worry about that. And also be very aware of the fact that the sample you are trying on, it might not fit you. The only sort of negative experience I had was, and I'm not going to name the name of the salon because actually one of my friends got their wedding dress from there, so maybe the lady I saw was having a bad day. She actually sort of looked at me and was kind of like, okay, cool, and kind of, you know, grabbed some dresses. And then as she was putting them in, like putting me in them, she actually made a bit of a comment of being like, oh, you're a bit deceptive, aren't you? Because I didn't fit in it. So I hope this video was sort of helpful to anyone and satisfied a few people's curiosity who have been asking. Obviously, I'm sorry that I can't really show you what the dress looks like because, like I said, my wedding isn't until like another 4 or 5 months. So I'm not gonna like show everyone what it looks like. It's gonna be a surprise. It's hard finding a wedding dress. It's not always, you know, Prosecco and everybody laughing and wearing gorgeous gowns. You know, it is actually quite hard work. So bear that in mind. Eat and drink a lot before you go and you'll be absolutely fine, and just enjoy the experience. Like, it is fun at the end of the day, and you do get to try on the most beautiful things you'll probably ever wear in your life. So enjoy it and make the most of it as well. Like, I know a lot of people say, you know, don't try on too many, you'll get confused. And although I do agree with that, at the same time, try on enough to get a good idea, and make sure you do try on every single silhouette, every single shape, like almost before you start thinking about anything else, because from that you can slimline your choices, make everything so much easier, and just, yeah, find out what you're gonna feel the best in. And like, I am so excited to wear my dress. I do put it on occasionally, although I do try and keep it in the upstairs bedroom so that I'm not quite so tempted, but it's quite hard. I'm gonna leave it here, and I really hope you've enjoyed listening to my ramble. I feel like this was a little bit more rambly, this one, and I will see you soon. Bye.